Hello guys, this is Alessandro. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna do another tutorial about creating dynamic posts. Okay, I find really cool friends around the internet, and again, I want to give you another demonstration because I think working on those poses is always really good and important. And one of the first exercise that I always suggest to my students to do as well. Okay, let me go through and let me start immediately with posing the character. Okay, so usually I'm gonna start with this pose over here. And as usual, guys, as you've been following my channel, I will start with the hip as well. That's usually the main things I wanted to adjust. Actually, let's see if we can use the full throttle for this one, maybe more efficient, I would say. Now the other foot, we're gonna put it in this direction. Seems like it's almost lifted, okay? Okay, and look like that the knee, it's almost to the ground. Okay, the knee is almost here basically. So this one is to kind of counterbalance and go forward. Okay. And always tilt this a tiny bit. Okay, we can start to adjust this, but this knee here, we can always keep it. Okay. And it looks like it's slightly higher compared to the reference. Okay, so what we have to do, for now we can raise it, we can adjust it later. Okay, guys. Let's start with adjust the line of action. Okay. Okay. Let's go back here. It's always important to stay focused and look at the, what you're having in the perspective view. Okay. For the spine, we can start to use the FK first. Okay. So you can see there is always a twist. Always this kind of twist. And let's make sure for now those one are in on 0, so they will follow exactly. So this hand is the one who actually, is shoulder. This one, I guess, will make more sense to go here, right? Need to find the right way. And this one, we can bend it over. I see it's very difficult now to make the head look visible. I think we have to exaggerate really a lot the twisting of you know, of the body. Okay, but again we are sure it doesn't look too broken. Okay, see how the neck is actually moving forward. So for now we're gonna actually this finger, because it's kind of always distracting to me when the hand is always kind of open like this in T-pose. Okay, always find it kind of distracting. Okay, we can adjust this. Now we can adjust the neck to make sure um, the neck is kind of forward. Okay. See how you seen the line of the jaw. Okay, I think that's kind of important. Okay. But now that I look very carefully, this part looks a bit broken. So let me reset this. Okay, let me reduce this one. Let's close the hand properly. And adjust the shoulder now. So the shoulder is supposed to cover the neck area. Okay. But at the same time, I also feel that the head is supposed to come forward a little bit more. And I don't mind, as you can see, guys, to translate as long as it kind of work. Okay. I have to be careful about not to break the spine. And now we can start to adjust. This part is a bit tricky because we want to make sure we're not breaking it. The hand, we're not overstretching it. So in general, when you do this kind of pose, when the hands is flat on the ground, you kind of want to reverse those fingers a little bit. Okay. Just be very careful. Okay. That's a first pass on the pose. And usually when you put the hands on the ground, the fingers tend to spread more. This is something you want to keep in mind. Okay. So I like how the hand is kind of twist in that direction. I think it's feels kind of nice. Now the problem is we have to make sure it looks good as well. Okay. And for example, this one we can lower it down. Okay. We can kind of group these three fingers together. I think it might looks nicer. Okay. So those are the kind of details that you want. Okay. So I know it's very exaggerated, but it looks nice. This kind of angle like this on the thumb. And as usual, guys, when you do those kind of things, at some point you're always gonna go back and tweak it a little bit. Okay. Now I feel like the depth pose is actually more next to the knee. Okay. See, almost there is above this, but we have to see how much we can do because I'm afraid it started to stretch a lot, right? But likely what we can do is also adjust, uh, the shoulder. And even though it's not really visible from that angle, I still like as an exercise try to do the pose as good as possible. Now the other things I think needs a lot of improvement is definitely the hip. Okay, I want to adjust this angle here, and maybe push it a little bit higher. Okay, almost giving the idea of giving support. And now I think it's time we can go a little bit closer with this. We can now start to adjust camera angle. Okay, lock it again. Okay, see, I really wanna make it feel like it's on the ground. Okay, and you have to be careful not to bend too much that the knee. Okay, and then we get tiny bit of angle of the foot. But the things we want right now, we want the knee to go really, really to the ground. Okay. So sometimes what we can do is, first of all, adjust this one. You can always try to do this, okay? If you want to have the knee right to the ground, pushing back. Okay. I do almost prefer, to be honest, this is personal preference, I would say. Almost stretch like this, okay? Now, let's adjust a little bit more this spine. Okay, let's adjust the shoulder here so it's not too bent. Okay, and let's go this direction here. Actually, see how pointy it is, the elbow. Okay, it's really pointy, and Okay. Also the head, I think we can exaggerate a bit more. Okay. We can create a cylinder. Like imagine he's holding a sword or a stick or something, doesn't really matter at this point. Ok, mettiamolo qui and we can ok, lo possiamo mettere ok. Vediamo ancora. I'd rather keeping a little bit like this. Okay, and now start to adjust the finger. Okay. Okay, hopla. Also because we want this to be slightly more open. Okay. You see, to have a nice angle on the finger. Okay, guys. And we can push the shoulder a little bit more. Yeah, very nice. Overlapping a little bit more. Okay. Now we can go with the second pose. Okay, guys. For simplification, I went with the full FK. Okay, and I'm gonna start to already tilted and try to follow the body angle. Okay. Then I will adjust the hip. Okay. So you can see the hip seems to be more tilted this way. Okay. Then we're gonna start with the leg. Okay. And it's important that we show the right silhouette. I think at this point here we can actually open up a little bit. The leg is slightly bent. Okay, it's important always to show the right angle and make sure nothing is always completely straight to give a bit more of appeal, I would say, even to the foot, even those kind of feelings. Now we can tilt it, okay, and start as usual to go forward with the shoulder. This one we can bend it a tiny bit. So we need to twist the upper body a little bit more. See, the shoulder is basically here in the center, okay? And the difficult part, obviously, is always like make sure it doesn't look too broken, okay? Here, and selecting these two controller and kind of counter rotate. So it's quite visible the face, see? We can always raise the shoulder. Close them for now. See that was actually coming down the. Okay. It's kind of overlapping almost. Okay. So you want to have those kind of line, and this is then almost straight to the line of the camera. Okay. Make sure it's always a bit visible. So even though you see like a pose that apparently looks kind of simple, it is not always that simple, I like that the hip is more to this side. And this one I like too. Okay, we need to adjust. Still, the shoulder area doesn't entirely convince me. So when things is like this, I always like to, reset and going a little bit higher first of all, and then maybe adjust it one more time. Okay. And the other thing is very important here. It's the line of action. Okay. No, sorry, not the line of action. The eyes where the character are looking. So we can already start to make the the facial. it is important as well to make sure that you always look at your posts, guys, without any controller and everything. You see a clean post, okay, guys. Here I want to stretch a tiny bit. Sometimes I'd rather switch to IK, FK, okay, especially when you want to manipulate the shoulder. It's easier to do it in, okay, say something like this. I'm gonna do the same with the leg right now. And it's not working. Then we have to do it like this. And show a bit more of the foot. Also, what I would like to do, if it's possible, stretch a tiny bit the leg. Okay. Okay, and now we have the other arms. Can switch it here. So for the reference, it's not really that visible, but I think it's look like, this is the elbow. So we can try something like this. Shouldn't be too difficult. This one, it's actually pretty easy. Okay. I'll keep it like this. And very quick, we want to adjust the eyebrows. Not gonna go into details today into the eyebrows as well. Okay, it's not mostly a tutorial for face, but mostly for the dynamic of the overall pose. Okay, so I'm not gonna spend too much detail on that. Okay. And again, we're gonna create another cylinder here. Okay, I'm gonna go and fit it here. Okay. I'd rather keep this angle line from this direction, and we can have it. Oh, okay. I'm using a different angle because I rather have the visibility of the hands. Okay, guys. And once this is done, at this point, this one I don't think I need it anymore. We can bring back that pose. Okay. Put a nice pose to all of them. And this one actually we can bring it closer. Okay. Okay. Okay, it feels a really nice composition started to look like. Okay. And this one here, make sure. Okay. Same here. And maybe what we can do a small adjustment. Okay, guys, let me see one last touch. I wanna, yeah, remove the little negative space over there. Okay, guys. So for it's done for today. I hope you. So okay, guys. So we're done with our composition. I hope you guys enjoy like the poses and everything. And I always repeat how important it is to make this kind of a solid pose. Okay, this is definitely the first step you should master. And I hope you guys, as usual, you can learn something from it. And see you next time. Ciao, guys.